everybody, happy Halloween and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back, and if you're new, well, I don't always hide behind a fan, but this week's video is a very complicated and exciting and Halloween-y Halloween look. So without further ado, I'll let you know that we're going to be doing two looks in one. It's an everyday daytime face followed by a seamless, absolutely seamless segue into a Halloween face that you can wear out to a party or to go trick-or-treating or whatever it is that you're doing. And I will also be giving you some very important historical information about Halloween, how it started, where it came from, and all sorts of other interesting things that you may wish to know about. So, as I say, without further ado, let's get on with it. So we're going to start with the sort of daytime wearable, not going to a Halloween party look, which will then seamlessly meld into the spooky going to a Halloween party look. And for this I am using the Sample Beauty Immensity palette, as you can see here, because of, let me get it the right way so you can see it, because of the actual range of colours in it. So you've got everything from a sort of brick red, dark orange, light orange, yellow, which are the main colours that we'll use for this look. And it's very easy. I've just put some Barry M waterproof eyeliner on and just smudged it under my eyes a little bit just to save us some time. And I'm going to start off just by using this lovely red colour, and as you can see, Sample Beauty have got the most pigmented colours you ever saw. If you haven't seen my peacock eye tutorial using their hydrographic palette, you really ought to go and check that out, because oh my goodness, for what you pay, the pigments that you get are just tremendous. So I'm going to just slightly tickle the edges of this just to start off the blend, and then I'm going to go in with the, in fact the name of that red colour is Magnitude, and the name of this dark orange colour is Ambition. So I'm just going to put a bit of ambition on top of my Magnitude, which, you know, is something that happens on a daily basis. I do hope that you're having a lovely Halloween. I don't usually do a tremendous lot, and the reason is, of course, that not every day is Halloween, because that would be ridiculous, because every day is a spooky kind of gothy day for me. So I don't really tend to do a lot around Halloween, apart from go to the shops on the day after and try and pick up all the things that are reduced. And of course I am used to hilarious rapier-like wit of passers-by informing me when Halloween actually is, when they see me out at any other time of year wearing my usual attire. But that's a whole nother story, which I'm sure a lot of you have come up against. The general public and their idea of what is hilarious just never ceases to boggle my mind. I mean, I always have a riposte at hand. I might say, goodness me, without you telling me when Halloween was or is, I never would have known. Or that was Apex, the lighter orange, by the way, Apex. Or I might say goodness me, are you a professional comic? Or, you know, depends how leery they are, and, you know, whether I have shoes on that I can run in. But yeah, so last of all, I'll just wipe this brush on my tea towel. See, this is fairly straightforward look. You just get a few oranges, a dark red to start off with, a few oranges and a little bit of yellow, and just take it round. But you will note that I'm not doing anything underneath at this time, and there's a reason for that. The yellow colour is called core, as in apple core, or core of the earth, or some other sort of, oh, core, like the muscle I'm trying to build up in Pilates. Yes. So we get this nice yellowy colour, we do a bit of whooshing, and then just pull the whole lot underneath, like so. And with these huge big fluffy brushes, and this is a Jessup 221 Luxe Soft Crease Brush. Jessup brushes, you can get them on Amazon, very affordable and very, very good. Yes, with these big fluffy brushes, you don't really need a lot of product, and you can get quite a good effect. I have got, in fact, here a Jessup 142 concealer brush, which I do find, because I tend to use a blending sponge for my concealer, so I do find these concealer brushes are quite good for getting the very edge of the colour to move across the skin, like so. And as is my wont, I'll do a little bit in the middle like that, because it's me, but obviously you wouldn't have to do that if you didn't want to. The next thing is just to get a little bit of eyeliner on, and we're not going to go mad with this. I'm using my Essence liquid ink because it is so good, and it is vegan, and it is incredibly affordable. So just make sure I don't put too much in my hair. A little bit like this, a little bit like this. Tiny wing, just a tiny wing. Hooded eye, friends. You'll see that I have just boshed it up. I'll get a bit of tissue. Yes, hooded eye, friends. If you're wanting to learn how to do eyeliner on hooded eyes, I have got a tutorial all about that kicking around somewhere. There we go. Put that over there. So that's the only trouble with these liquid ones, is that they can get on your folds, as it were. So 2 seconds while I just do this. And there we have it. A very straightforward eye look. I'm just going to put some Lash Princess on, and then once I've done that, I'll put some lashes on. Yeah, I did get a bit too much of a blob there, didn't I? There we go. Yeah, so what was I saying? I will put some mascara on. I'll go and, again, this is by Essence, which I'm fairly confident, I'm 99% confident you can get on Just My Look, which is a very good website, with free shipping. See, the free shipping got me overexcited there. Got a bit of mascara on my wrinkle. But yeah, so I'm just going to carry on putting some mascara on. I will put my lashes on off camera. I will put my lipstick on now. Now this is the KVD Vegan Beauty Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Witches, and highly recommend. There we are then. I will go and put my lashes on and I'll be right back. So here's the next part of the look, where you can take it from I personally think this is a completely easily wearable day look, and you can take this and turn it into a Halloween party, or going out with your children to trick or treat, or whatever sort of look. So I've changed my headgear and put a headband on. You'll see why in a moment. And what I will do is I've got this Essence highlighter, and it's a gold highlighter, yes, but I don't use it for highlight. I just use it for my inner corners, and I think on this particular look it actually brings a little bit of something which I quite like. Right, before we go any further at all, I must say that this look is one I have been inspired to put together after viewing it as done by a lovely girl called Elle James, E-L-L-E James, on YouTube. And I did message her and ask her if I could recreate it, and she did say it was fine. So what we're going to use is, we've got quite a few things here. We're going to use some black high-vis water activated liner by Barry M, of course, and I'm going to get some liquid on my paper plate to dip my brushes in so that I can water activate it. Let's get this going. Here we go. That's fine. I've also mixed up a little concoction of colour, and 2 seconds while I just put a bit more liquid in there. There we go. Yes, so I wanted to have something which was going to be easy to blend, easy to use, so I've got let's put the brushes down. I've got 3 things here. I've got 2 sample beauty pigments. One is that yellow one I got recently called Bel Air, and I also got one called Marilyn at the same time, which is sort of a brick red colour. And I think I remember saying when I got these on my retirement haul that I didn't know why I'd got the yellow, but I knew I'd find a use for it, and that the brick red would be good for blending things out, and indeed it is. And then I have this Bose Beauty pigment, and I think the shade is called Mango off the top of my head, but it doesn't say on the pot, but it's lovely. And I've mixed up those in my little tray as well. So the first things we're going to do is lay down some black lines. And these are obviously going to be done with the water activated liner. And I'm going to shut up now and hand you over to voiceover Jane. Okay, so I'm just starting off here by using the water activated liner to lay down the basic structure of the look. And I'm going to tell you as I go along a little bit about the history of Halloween. Well, the original pagan festival is called Samhain, and you might see it written as Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. And this was the ancient pagan pre-Christian festival which celebrates harvest time and also the start of what was called the dark half of the year, obviously because it got darker. The ancient Celts found it to be one of the most significant of all of the 4 fire festivals of the year, and it falls between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. As you can see in the video at the moment, I'm just putting an outline on just to give the look a bit of more structure. During Samhain, traditionally it's thought that the barrier between the worlds is very thin, and this is why offerings of food and drink and gifts must be left for those creatures, beings, souls, must be left for those who, may wish to cross over. The interesting historical thing about how Samhain was adopted by Christianity was started off way back by Pope Gregory I. Now, he was Pope from 590 to 604, and one of his specific advices to his missionaries who were going to convert the pagans in Europe and in Great Britain was that they should really convert the sites of pagan temples and convert the customs into Christian sites and Christian customs, rather than actually trying to get rid of them altogether. And of course, this is why we celebrate Easter at the time of the pagan festival of Eostra, and why we celebrate Christmas at the time of the winter solstice. It was another Pope Gregory IV, who in the year 837 ordered that All Saints' Day, or All Hallows' Day, be moved to November the 1st. And All Hallows, the day before that, is obviously October the 31st, which becomes All Hallows' Eve, and therefore in the shortened speech becomes Halloween. Now you can see in the video at the moment I'm just taking a much smaller brush, same water activated liner, but a much smaller brush, and I'm finagling the structure, very technical term there, to give it a bit more depth and shape and make it a little bit more interesting. So we've been talking about Europe so far. In the Americas, of course, most of the settlers who went there from Europe were very Christian and were trying to set up their own type of Christian settlements. And so there wasn't a tremendous lot of old pagan beliefs and rituals taken over until perhaps the second half of the 19th century, when, of course, the Irish fled to America to get away from the potato famine. And it was then that a lot more of the old pagan and traditional Halloween practices started to become popular across the whole of that continent. Things like trick-or-treating, again, didn't become more popular until perhaps about the 1920s, and between the 20s and the 50s it really took hold. Halloween parties were much more popular, that sort of thing, and the whole trick-or-treating idea came from the old European All Souls Day parades. And during this time in Europe in the Middle Ages, the poor were allowed to beg for food, and people who had enough to give gave the food in return for prayers for their deceased relatives. So it references again the tradition of leaving food and drinks for the roving spirits that might be about at this time of year. And the other thing about the spirits at this time of year is that you can stop them coming to your house and coming in searching for food by leaving food outside on the steps or on the porch. So there's something there that we still do to this day during Halloween. The sad thing about the spirits is that they must be quite easily confused, because the dressing up the dressing up tradition of Halloween came about from the fact that if you did go out during this time, if you dressed up in a costume or dressed up as somebody different, you would confuse the spirits and they wouldn't be able to latch onto you because they wouldn't know who you were. I can just explain here in the video that what I'm doing is I'm using that mixture, that orange and yellow mixture that I made, just to tap gently onto the structure of the look that I've done. I am using the slightly darker of the two oranges as well from the Sample Beauty palette. So I'm getting the colours to go around the structure and to basically back it up and give it, as I say, a bit more depth. Halloween when I was young, no such thing as trick-or-treating. That was a very much American thing that you would see in the movies. But we did have a lot of apple bobbing, and we did make a lot of toffee apples as well. So the harvests were good in terms of a lot of applage being eaten in various ways and fun being had with them as well. And there we go. That is the finished look. So 2 seconds and I will be right back with you to talk about where we come from. So there we are, 2 looks in one, and a Halloween face to take out if you're going to a party or if you're going to be doing anything of that nature. I hope you've learned a couple of things as well. I certainly enjoy this sort of video where I can actually give you some information and some knowledge to take away and use for yourselves, because you know, we're always learning, and the more you learn about where we come from, the more you'll be able to experience the now more fully and more deeply, in my opinion. Anyway, I won't stay too long looking like this, because how would you ever take me seriously? Please do give this video a big thumbs up, whether you enjoyed it or not. Do please, if you want to show me a bit of love, buy me a Ko-fi, link in description. And most importantly, everybody, wherever you are, if you're going out or staying in, now that the nights are drawing in the northern hemisphere anyway, just take a little bit of extra care. Look after the local wildlife now it gets colder. Maybe think about something for the birds, maybe some water, maybe some nuts, that sort of thing. But of course, how could I say anything other than stay strange. Happy Halloween, everybody, and I'll see you next time.